Oh my God, it's Windy City. Fall is in the air. It's autumn. And today's episode is all about the cock. It's all about the cock in our Thanksgiving episode. See ya. Welcome back! So, before we get started, I mean, this is a little ridiculous, and I am feeling a little stuffed, but we gotta first get out of this outfit and change into something better. Oh my God, we're back! And wow, what a transformation! This kitchen brought to you by WwW Renovation, where it stands for Dave Will Do Anything. So today episode, it's all about the cock. It's our Thanksgiving Day episode, and we have everything all laid out here in mise en place, you know, because I just got back from France and saying, Wendy, what does that mean, mise en place? That means everything's in place. Everything's in place, right? Because when you gotta get started cooking, everything's gotta be where it should be, okay? So today we're gonna talk about the bird. The turkey. And you say, wow, what is that under the towel over there? There is our turkey. Now, I'm going to tell you a little trick here before we get started. We got to first relax, because today I'm going to teach you how to spatchcock a turkey, right? We're going to do some spatchcocking. And I know what you're saying. Whoa, Wendy, that sounds scary, right? Yeah, you don't have to be afraid. You know, the first time I spatchcocked, I was a little intimidated. But you know, when you spatchcock, you gotta relax. So you gotta pour yourself a little beverage, and it'll help you relax so you could do a good spatchcocking, right? So spatchcocking, say, what is that? Well, I'll tell you, it's a secret here, because it's gonna give you the juiciest turkey you ever had. Your turkey's gonna be moist. When I got spatchcocked, I was so moist, you could just keep the brine. You don't need the brine, you don't need injection or anything like that. Just spatchcock, and your bird will be moist, right? So, why did I have a towel on the bird, right? So here's what happens. You know, when you go shopping, you go out and you get your meat and everything, and what do? You throw it in the fridge right away. Wrong. Take it out of the wrappers. And let it dry. You could cover it in a towel and put it in the fridge, because now I got a nice dry bird here, right? But it will soon be moist. So, the next thing you're gonna need to do a good spatchcocking is you need some tools, right? So we need some basically poultry knives, or cutting shears, if you will. You could use a knife. This knife brought to you by Maiden, where everything is great. Okay, so most people in their kitchens, they said, well, I got these. You know, these nice little shears here. And like, no. If you're gonna cut paper, you're gonna cut like little things, that's fine. No, we need heavy duty. So you could go on the Amazon, that's where I buy all my clothes, and Amazon women, and so you could get one of these shears here, and it's a heavy duty shear. So the first thing you want to do to spatchcock your turkey here is, here's the bird. And so as you see here, it's got wings, right? It's got wings. It's dripping too. And then there's its legs. So this is how it walks. You know, it just walks like this, you know? And so that means if this is the legs and there's the chicken, he's walking, or the turkey, right? So that means this is his head, right? And so what you want to do is you want to find that neck right there, right? And that runs all the way down his spine. And so what we want to do is, the first thing is we want to get our shears here. And want to make sure your hands are dry, because you don't want to go slipping, you know, because otherwise you'll cut shit. And you only want to cut the bird, not yourself. And so you're going to take your shears here and you're going to find out right alongside that spine and you're going to start cutting, right? We're going to cut. There you go. See, and it just goes really easy there. And there you go. But you got, see, this is why you need good shears. You need good shears there to get in there. And then look, now I got half that side, and now I got to do the other side of the spine because I want to take the spine out, right? So we're going to cut this side out too.
You need shears and muscles.
And yeah, Chad knows.
Those petite arms.
Chad wish he has muscles. And so you're going to cut through that. There you go. It's going. You know, it's a little tough, but you know. And so what we're doing is we're snipping the bones and cutting out that spine. You know, Nancy's offset over here. She's a little nervous because she's looking at me and she's like, oh God, girl, don't cut yourself. Okay, we're almost there. And there you go. There's spatchcock turkey. So there's the nice spatchback cock, right? So we're going to, what are you going to do with this? You going to throw this out? No, no. See, we got our stock pot here, and in our pot, we got all our leftover trimmings here from like onions, carrots, celery, and that's going to go into our stock pot there, right? And we're going to cook that down and make some stock. So are we done yet? So when you spatchcock, the next step is you got to lay flat. You got to lay that flat. And so, because we're not done yet, so the next thing we got to do here, you know, spread the legs. So you want to look like this. So when I was spatchcock, I looked like this, you know, face down, and you got to be flat, right? So that means we got to take this back here, and we're gonna crack. Oops. I know it sounds gross, doesn't it? But so we got to flatten that back out, and so I cracked it. So I cracked the wishbone is what I did there, right? And so, oh, there we go. Crush that down like this. So now he's all stretched out, right?
He's such a dom top.
Ready to go. So when we get back from this commercial break, we'll show you what we do next, okay? See you in a bit.
It works wonders when the family gathers at Grandma's for one of those special Sunday dinners.
Your milk now. They call it milk now.
Yes. I like the drumstick.
The drumstick. Bobby, come on, get out from under there. That's your new suit.
And if you get a headache later on, that's when Bayer works wonders. 2 Bayer tablets bring all the pain relief power your headache can use. Bayer is pure aspirin, not just part aspirin. Bayer works wonders.
Oh my God, welcome back. Oh, I was busy during that commercial break, and I'll tell you what I went ahead and did to save us some time, okay? So now we got our spatchcock turkey. It's all spread out here, spread eagle and everything. But the first thing I did is earlier I created a rub here using my mortar and pestle. And what I do is I used various different spices. So I probably got about 10, maybe 15 different spices in here that I created my own mixture to whatever I like. So you may use different things or that, but I got masala in here. I got some cumin and coriander in there. There's some pepper, and I grind that all up, okay? And I only use spices that come from single origin. So what does that mean? So if you're going to the Jewel, you know, or your grocery store, and you're buying that McCormick stuff, that's a bunch of crap, okay? Because that changed hands probably about 7, 8, 10 times maybe. And it may be over a year old or more. So throw all that crap out and get single origin spices that maybe only changed hands once or twice, okay? And that's a little tip from my friends over in La Pachune there. That taught me that single origin spices are better for you. And these are from barrel and burlap and barrel. So that's where I got those from. And it's always, if you're cooking, you know, you got to use good spices, okay? So the next thing I did is I made that rub, right? And then I took some olive oil and I coated my turkey with olive oil. Why? Because if you want to be brown and crisp like you are in the sun, what do? You put on tanning lotion, right? So this is turkey tanning lotion. You know, so you could put on different oil on there and rub it on, because then when you put it in the oven to bake, it's going to get nice and golden brown, okay? And then I like butter, okay? And that's another thing. You know, stop buying that butter that is unsalted. Oh, you know, all the recipes say use, screw that. Use regular salted butter, get fresh butter, you know, that's milled like this from the source here. You could get this at any good dairy or good grocery store, like they sell this at Whole Foods and stuff. So anyways, you're gonna take the butter and you wanna stuff it underneath the skin of the turkey. So then what this is going to do here is then when it heats up and melts, that butter is going to seep right into that turkey there, right? And so you're going to do that, and then you're going to coat it with your rub, okay? So you're going to rub one out, and then the next thing you got to do is you got to pull together a mirepoix. Mirepoix. See, I know a little French. You know, his name was Pierre. He's about 5'2", and he was a little French guy that I met over there. But he taught me, and La Pachune too taught me, what? A mirepoix. What is that, Wendy? Why are you speaking all this fancy stuff? Well, frankly, it's just a mixture of some vegetables that is going to help get that savory flavor into your turkey, right? So what I did here is I chopped up some carrots and onion and celery, right? And just big pieces in there. There's also garlic in there and shallots. And then you say, wow, what's that green leafy stuff? Well, so I took some aromatics, you know, and some of this stuff grows right in my garden. And there's still, even though it's getting cold out here in Chicago, we still got some things there, right? So we got these aromatics, so I put some fresh sage in here. So you got fresh sage in there, and you got a little bit of rosemary and some thyme. And so we mixed all that in there. So this combined, your mirepoix combined with your aromatics, combined with your rub on your turkey, which is spatchcock. And so why is that so special? You know, why is it? Well, if you notice, when you normally cook your bird, it's standing upright, right? And now it's flat. It's flat. So when your bird is flat, it cooks more evenly, right? And that's what we want, and that's what's going to give it that juiciness. So now we're going to take our spatchcock turkey here, and we're going to put it in our pan. And I got my oven already set. My oven's already set for 400 degrees. Actually, I turned it up a little bit higher to 425. Why do you do that? Because the minute you put something in a hot oven like this, it's going to cool down right away. So the whole thing will cool down. So start it up high and then turn it down to about 400 after it's sat in there for a little bit. So it kind of levels out a bit, right? But so she's all spread eagle in here, and or spread turkey, not an eagle. And so I'm gonna go throw this in the oven, and by the magic of television, you'll see the output. So by the magic of television, I will now reveal the spatchcocked bird. Yay! There you go. There you have it. So this is what's so amazing about this process, right? So you can see there's my spatchcock bird all done and cooked. So this bird was about 11 pounds. 11 pounds. Now all your ovens at home and everything are all going to operate differently, right? So what's the rule of thumb, Wendy? Well, the rule of thumb is you want the internal temperature of the chicken to be roughly around 165. So how do you get there? So you need like a little thermostat thing, little thermometer that you're going to stick in it, right? I have a digital one that tells me when it's going to hit but I pull it out of the oven. I pull it out of the oven before it even gets to 165. I actually pull it out when it's like, I pull it out for guests. No, I pull it out of the turkey, or pull the turkey out when it's like 158, okay, or right around there, 158-ish, or that. And the reason being is because the bird is still going to cook, right? when you get it out. It's still hot and it's still heating, it's still cooking, so it will come up to that temperature of 165, right? Now here's the other miracle about this method, right? You don't have to cook it for hours, right? Like other ones. So key things to remember. 1, warm bird, right? Not warm, but room temperature bird. So it needs to be room temperature before it goes into the oven, okay? When it's spatchcocked, it's laid flat, so it cooks evenly. So I have a convection oven, which means it circulates the air, right? And so this actually only took an hour at 400 degrees in my oven. And look how golden brown it is, and tasty too. So the other thing is you're gonna wanna have it sit for at least a good 30 minutes before, carving it up. So when it comes out of the oven, let it sit, let it rest, okay? Because all those juices are gonna start coming back in to the chicken or the bird or turkey or that, for that matter. So we wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving for all you spatchcock virgins out there. So from Windy City, get spatchcocking and happy Thanksgiving. Cheers.
And Windy has stormy